Back, Casey Campbell here with Great Lakes Post, and we are pleased to be joined by Anthony Alfredo, the driver of the number 38 sit guard Ford for this weekend at the Roval, or of course Front Row Motorsports. How's it going, man?
It's going pretty well. Obviously, at our first top 10 finish the other day at Talladega Super Speedway. So very happy about that. We definitely needed that. I wish we could have kept racing because I think we could have been even better. But I don't want to get too greedy because with how the year's gone and all the just issues we've had and just the circumstances and so much misfortune, it felt really good to have a run like that. So we're definitely content with it. And now we have a much better starting spot at the Roval than we've had at most of the other races this year. We're going to be starting 20th instead of further towards the back. So hopefully we can do a good job to execute all day, and we'll definitely try to make the most out of that starting spot.
Yeah, Front Row's got the road 10 occupied with Michael McDowell starting 19th. And of course, you just said you're starting 20th on the day. So yeah, you just talked about your first top 10 at Talladega. Did you think you'd get a top 10 in your rookie season with with everything you've been through this year?
I actually did, and I figured it would come at a super speedway if we played our cards right. Obviously, in the spring Talladega race, we actually finished 12th. So an average finish of 11th in both those races is really good because you have more than a 50% chance of crashing, it seems, at the super speedways now. Daytona doesn't seem to like me very much because every time I've been there, I've finished there, but it's always been with some sort of damage from being caught up in something. But Talladega has been pretty good to me over the years. I really like that track. It just seems to race a little bit different than Daytona, a little bit wider. The runs seem to come in different lanes, and there seems to be just a little bit more shifting kind of going on. Daytona is a lot more tighter, and it's not just more narrow, but because of the way it is, it also has a little bit more of handling characteristics where you need to kind of tune on the balance of your car more so than Talladega. So I kind of know what to expect a lot more at Talladega, even though I'm pretty new to all this stuff still. And the spring race, we went with that survival strategy. So kind of just hung out in the back, let them crash and tried to be there at the end. And that's what we did then. I just didn't have any help at the end to finish any better in 12th. And then this time I said, you know what? We tried that strategy. We're going back to the same place. I want to try the opposite. So I went pretty hard the whole time. And I think stage 2, we ran in the top 10 the entire time, got as high as 3rd or 4th. So it was pretty fun racing up there with those guys, and being able to survive definitely feels good because sometimes when you're running up there, you're prone to being caught up in something, but fortunately we weren't.
Yeah. So this weekend at the Roval, you brought back Front Row brought back one of their partners with Sitgard. I know that they've been on the car for a long time with David and when John Hunter was on the team last year. But what's it like to welcome them back to the team? And you're also, all the Cup drivers are running those pink windows this weekend as well. That's pretty cool, of course, for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Kind of go into that with this weekend's race.
Definitely. Well, starting with that, my grandmother actually passed away when I was 13 from breast cancer. So it's special to my family, means a lot to us and a lot of other people in the world, unfortunately, too many. So it's going to mean a lot to a lot of people. And it's really cool that we're able to do that this weekend. I think it's going to be really cool to see all the cars out there, sporting those pink window nets and for such a great cause and hopefully bring some light to all these families and people fighting breast cancer. It's great to raise awareness for things like that and utilizing our industry and our platform. And then, of course, to have Sitgard on the car is really cool. I'm very proud to carry their colors this weekend because of what you just said. Been a long time partner, Front Row Motorsports, a great partner at that. And have them back on the car, obviously their first race this year in 2021 is pretty cool. My first time at the Roval, so I want to do really well for them. It'd be pretty challenging, but as I said earlier, we have a good starting spot, and that'll help us out a lot.
What do you think about this Roval? What do you think about it? I mean, it is your first time running it, so overall first impressions of this thing.
Well, we've seen it be pretty chaotic at times from a fan perspective. I've been to the Roval the first year they went there. I went to watch the Xfinity and the Cup race in the stands with my brother and our friend. So now to be racing in it's pretty cool. Just like all these other races, it's been surreal to be a part of them. But this one in particular, I know is probably the hardest road course on the schedule. Everyone's still kind of figuring it out a little bit. And then, of course, just something about it. See, I don't know if it's the fact we're racing at home or what, but everyone seems to get really aggressive at times and things get pretty wild. And this track in particular in the rain, if we do have any sort of wet weather possibilities in the forecast, will make it pretty wild because there's not a whole lot of runoff room, at least in the infield part. And you see guys just, their days end as soon as they go off track. There's nowhere to really kind of hang on to it and get back on track like some of these other road courses we go to in the rain. So you're going to have to be very disciplined if it is wet at any point during the race. But even just in general, I think it's going to be pretty challenging. But that's where my teammate Michael McDowell is super valuable with his road racing experience and just overall Cup Series experience too. So hopefully he could help me out, give me some pointers beforehand, and we could just have a smooth day. And I think it's going to be a little bit of a survival type of race, even though it's, not a super speedway, it's a road course.
So you mentioned that. Talk about like what he has helped you with. What's he kind of taught you about, just racing in general, but the racing on these road courses.
Yeah, so I had only run one road course stock race before this year in the Xfinity Series at Indy last year, which was originally going to be the Oval. And after I was signed up for it, they changed it. So that was kind of last minute for me and got a little bit of practice. And obviously we raced there again this year, but that was pretty much it coming to this year. So as big a step the Cup Series was in general for me, to have 7 road courses on the schedule was pretty stressful as well. For me to go out there and try to do well. And we saw us have a great performance at Sonoma. Was run inside the top 5 with 5 to go or so. And then we had a couple green, white checkers in a row and ended up getting crashed on the last one, unfortunately, but had a great day. Show we could run up there if we get the track position. So I think if we get the right circumstance or catch a caution at the right time or something to shake up the strategy, we might be able to make something happen at the Roval this weekend, because most of the road courses have gone pretty well. And as you were asking, Michael's been able to help me with that a lot, just because of it's not necessarily the basic fundamentals of road course racing. I feel like I had some of that figured out, but there's a lot more fine tuning types of things that really separate everyone. Everyone at this level knows how to race, knows how to make their car go fast. Doesn't matter if we're on a road course or an oval, but there's little tidbits that guys you see who are consistently up front at the road course have started to figure out. And that's where Michael's been very helpful for me, as well as Joey Hand, who's a Ford performance driver in sports cars and IMSA. And he's actually running the Cup race this weekend in a Ford Mustang. So he's been a great tool for me, someone to lean on learning the road courses as well. And now him, Michael, and I will be racing each other, which will be pretty cool.
Yeah, Joey Hand will be in the 52 this weekend for Rick Ware Racing, for those that did not know. Of course, that was announced a few days ago. So, we're only we only have 5 races left in the season. Feels like this season has been flying by, man. So what do you want to accomplish in these last 5 races this season?
Well, I definitely want to finish all of them, because in the beginning of this year, I didn't think it'd be so challenging to finish races. But unfortunately, we've had a lot of mechanical issues, tire issues, which I guess falls into that category. And then we've just been in the wrong place at the wrong time a lot. I've made a couple of rookie mistakes as expected. Should add a top 20 in my first Coke 600, but sped on pit road entry on the last stop. Just tried to get too much, and little things like that. I feel like I've cleaned up, and we've grown a lot as a team, have better chemistry, communication, all those important factors. So if we just keep building on the momentum, especially with what we just accomplished at Talladega, I think we can not only finish these next 5 races, but finish well. The Roval's one that kind of stands out. It's a toss up because of how challenging it is, but at the same time, it's an opportunity for us to perform better, be more competitive. And then the intermediates, we went to Texas for the All-Star race, have a little bit of an idea what to expect, even though it's a different package. Kansas, we were really fast earlier in the year, just had to tighten up some loose lug nuts and that under green. So that kind of took us out of contention for what could have been a really great day. And then Phoenix that's probably the one I'm most concerned about for us, just because we didn't get to finish that race. We were out pretty early. So that'll be a challenge, but it's the last race of the year, so we just want to have a clean one in that. But the other ones I'm pretty excited about. And like you said, the season's flown by. So I definitely want to keep our momentum rolling and finish on a high note.
Absolutely. All right, Anthony Alfredo, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Good luck this weekend at the Roval, buddy.
Thank you.